Welcome to the Talking SHHH podcast. That's right. We'll be talking about music, albums, live shows, bands we love, bands not so much. Again, we're talking SHHH. Join me, Scott Nokon, and Stephen James. Hey guys, talking SHHH. No, and we were just talking about the weather. So, Chris, good to see you. And I know you're
you guys
in your studio. We'll call it a studio because it is a studio, but it's a
a
little
garage,
warmer
but
for
yeah,
you.
I like to call it a studio.
Yeah, Steven, I presume you have air conditioning on right now.
It's not. It's so old. I cleaned it last week. Tried to do maintenance. I don't know if it needs charge, but it is not keeping up. I got it. The thermostat set at 78, and it does not go any lower than 78. It's running. But all it's doing is just costing me a fucking fortune. And oops, I cussed early.
wait, let's get ready.
A fortune in the electrical bill. So
yeah,
it's running.
I'm going to try to keep it germane to the show. I'm calling it air conditioning. So
there you go.
Yeah.
And Jermaine Jackson, who may show up on this, right? Yeah.
Well, don't give it away. Don't give my favorite albums away.
So tonight we wanted to talk about the albums with no skips, okay? Be it a hard rock, a metal album, you could pick 3, you could pick 5, you could pick 10 if you wanted to. That's okay. You could have some honorable mentions, but to these, obviously by definition, you put on a record, and I'm referring to vinyl, but obviously it could be vinyl, CD. By the way, CD had a huge resurgence in sales so far this year and last.
Really?
Yeah, kind of crazy. Some say that's the best medium to listen to. I know it's better than streaming as far as quality, and records, it's just the nostalgia, right? So in this case, is it harder to skip a song on a vinyl record? You have to make some effort into it. On a CD, you can just, just forward it. On streaming, you can just kind of forward it. So in the current state that we're in, is it easier to bypass and listen to anything? Maybe. So,
how about 8-track? What about 8-track? Is that easier to skip?
Don't they have remember the old ones that were like, red and yellow? They had a handle on the top. You could hit it. Wouldn't it skip the song?
You could do that. I also remember you could push the button and it would flip to the other side, like the B side, but you'd get caught on exactly the same place you were on the A side going the other direction.
Yeah.
So.
I never had any cross with 8-track. We never had it. So
yeah.
I know what it is, obviously,
Yeah.
but I wasn't as poor as you guys. So
yeah. Yeah. So
our neighbors had it, and we were doing. I think they were playing the Beach Boys.
That was so well put.
I know. Wow, that was
incredibly well put.
And he just said it just deadpan.
That was just fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're right. You were not. Well, at least me. That's for sure.
British. That's my British humor. My previous life.
That was a good one, Stephen.
And I did notice. So on streaming, there are some of the albums that I'm looking at that don't do the gap. I mean, it skips the gap. It goes right into the next song. So
yeah.
So
all those things being said, it really comes down to for us, for Chris, for Stephen, for Scott, what is our take? What do we like? Could it be the biggest record in the world? Doesn't matter. Could it be something that we maybe never heard of? Possibly. We did, and Chris, I kind of implemented without talking, but knowing better, one of the Chris rules. You can't have 2 from the same band. So I did that, and I kind of stopped there because there was probably one band I probably could have fit in more than one record.
I know I know that band too. Yes.
Yeah. There's two that come to mind, and they're probably in here. So I don't know. Should we just, randomly guess and say who should go first?
I think since you picked the topic, Scott, you go first.
All right.
Yeah,
I
Scotty.
can do that. All right. So what I'm going to do, and I have some visuals here, if I may, and we'll see if it actually translates. And actually, hold on. Don't go anywhere. My one visual I need is on the wall.
David Gilmour's not there?
I was told there'd be no math on this test. We have to have visual aids too?
We're going to the principal's office, you and I, Chris.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
I grabbed all these except this one. So, honorable mention or not, again, if you went to 5, I think I ended up having 6. So I'll throw this in as an honorable mention. We've talked about this band a lot, Stephen. You even saw them recently. They've been playing 50 plus years now. So with no further ado, I'm just going to say the first record that I want to highlight with 0 skips and one of the best records of all time, Moving Pictures by Rush. Again, just timeless. Listening to it again over the last couple weeks, it's very easy. Let me just I don't have to forward a song at all. It just, everything about it just kind of comes together. Just the mood, just I guess in a way, relaxed feeling, but it's just, there's something about it that just, it's just awesome. It's just timeless and it's incredible, and it just stands on its own today. No skips.
I think I mentioned on the last couple segments about Rush is they played Moving Pictures when I was there, the whole album, and it was a mind.
I've been looking since we first started talking about it, for the last couple of weeks, just going on SeatGeek, not a sponsor yet, and saying, all right,
come on, SeatGeek, get your shit together.
They were playing in Chicago. Right? They're playing at Madison Square Garden. It's like, obviously we know how much the ticket prices are. If anything, the thing more expensive than going to the show is actually the plane ticket. I'm not worried about the hotel, And
now they're talking about residency at Sphere next year in Vegas.
Yeah, now that's something else. That would be incredible. So I'm determined, because this is one band I've never seen and thought I couldn't. I will see them on this tour. Around Thanksgiving, they're playing Atlanta and Charlotte, which are the closest. I just have to maybe hide from family for an evening. Not Thanksgiving night, but the date, the 23rd and the 25th. So I have to see if I can pull it off. But somewhere,
I would skip Thanksgiving to go see him.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
I could have
and Thanksgiving is my favorite eating holiday of the year. So
yeah, but I can do it a day after. We had to do Christmas. Well, of course, my daughter had a child right at Christmas, but fortunately we were home for Christmas. But we were like, well, I guess we'll have it on the 26th or the 28th, whenever.
There you go. Yeah. So, Moving Pictures, Rush.
Yeah, great.
Honorable mention.
Great. That's an honorable mention?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that would have been my top. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm going to go with I have 2 honorable mentions. One of them I cannot think of for the life of me right now. So I'm going to go with, this is my favorite local LA band I've ever seen. I mistakenly caught them open for Slash and Miles Kennedy at the Wiltern. And the interesting tale is that the show had to be rescheduled, and it wasn't because of the pandemic. It was pre-pandemic. And the band that was supposed to open was already booked for the rescheduled night.
Wow.
So Slash was a fan of this local LA band, and I actually got to know these guys a little bit after. It's a long story, but I won a raffle at the Viper Room. But it's a band called Hillbilly Herald. Mm-hmm. I probably brought them up before.
You have, yeah. Nice.
But I mean, it's one of those album. I don't have the album. I can't say that because I don't think it was ever on vinyl.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that I can turn on in my car on a road trip when I'm doing whatever, and I can listen to it top to bottom, and I don't have to skip anything.
That's awesome.
And I would tell anybody, if you're into kind of like a AC/DC, Bob Seger, Guns N' Roses kind of mashup,
a
lot of double entendre, etc., they do a hell of a job. So that's my kind of one. I'll try to think of my other.
Oh my God, I think you're the only person I know that knows how to pronounce etc. And people say etc. It's not etc.
It's not etc.
etc.
No,
etc.
No, it is etc.
Well, it's your bougie upbringing, Stephen. That's
I know.
why.
Well,
you're cultured,
rather than
and
having the 8-track tape, we would rather etc. play something different.
You had the actual band show up and just play for you live during playtime. Yeah,
I did.
And by the way, it's funny you say that, Scott, because I think this is the one band we could actually pool our money together and pay to play in our backyard somewhere.
Yeah, that would be cool. Scott's got a backyard big enough for it.
Like that.
Well, they were going to come through.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, they were going to come through.
And they canceled the show.
Yeah, so
really?
I'll be on the lookout again for that. And
they weren't going to come through Scott's backyard. No. They were going to come through Nashville.
Yeah, 25 minutes away, but yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Don't like
Sir Stephen James, if that's appropriate.
So this one's going to go backwards a little bit into progressive rock. And as I was looking up all these different and refamiliarizing myself with different music, my brother turned me on to back in the 70s. Thank God. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be playing drums. It's the band Genesis.
Yeah.
And the album is The Lamb Lays Down on Broadway.
Excellent.
Which was the first Genesis album my brother ever turned me on to. And from start to finish, it is one of the best progressive rock albums from the 70s, in my opinion. That is my honorable mention. They were
That's fantastic.
Our good friend Phil is still kicking, not playing, unfortunately. And I don't think he will tour anymore, even though his son graciously stepped in and did. I think they did a little bit of Genesis and Phil Collins music on the last time he was. It was like, what, 22 or 20, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my honorable mention. Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. If anybody out there cares to put it on, I don't know if anybody's got. My brother has the vinyl still because I was up at their house in Walla Walla while he's in Europe, and I was going through his records. Nice. I was like, well, that won't fit in my suitcase. No, I wouldn't take his stuff. But I did find that record, and it's the same thing. It's the same record that he played me back when I was a kid. So
that's awesome.
Very cool. That's super cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. In at number
Scotty
5.
Too Hottie.
Yeah. So this clocks in at a brisk 29 minutes. And for this one, it really changed. Like for me, it changed how I looked at bands and metal. And it just was gripping and captivating from day one. And I really think that it just kind of set the course for, call it speed metal, extreme thrash going forward. No filler, all pure intensity, 29 minutes.
Let's go.
Rain and Blood, Slayer.
Let's go.
Yeah. To this day, I probably listen to this once a week still.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Great album.
Yeah. And when I back in my thrash metal days, the bands when that album came out, it would constantly played. We listened to it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I just totally
it'd be so quick, right? Yeah. Produced by Rick Rubin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Best producer ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever Rick touches is golden. So
that's
good pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Hella Waits, all that good stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Moving forward.
Is it me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna throw 2 honorable mentions out, and I was gonna pull one of them until Genesis came out because I was trying to stick with the whole kind of rock metal type of thing.
No, I love that you named that, Steven. I love Genesis.
I did too. That's why I'm gonna throw my other one in. So my 2 ties, and this is why they're ties, and this is why they didn't make the list, because I have to skip one song on each album, but not because I think one, because I think it's bad, but so the tie would be Jimmy Buffett's White Sport Coat and a Pink Crustacean. There's one song on there I have to skip because it makes me want to cry, and every time I hear it. And then Back in Black by AC/DC, and I have to skip You Shook Me All Night Long because that song makes me want to kill myself.
Every time I hear that now, I start laughing thinking about you. Every time it comes on,
we talked about this before, but it's obviously for the world the most popular song off of that album, and it's also the worst song on that album by far. So
that's saying something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the Back in Black version with Bon Scott singing it before he passed away?
No.
Look it up.
Will,
it's pretty cool.
Sure.
It's pretty cool. It's a little. It's arranged a little bit differently, but you get the gist. I like it. At first, I was like, that's not. Oh yeah, it is very cool.
I will say but we used to, before football games in high school, we played Back in Black, and we would even skip You Shook Me All Night Long for everything else. So it was like the fire up music, and it's just to this day, like that was the lead off, and then you realize, oh my God, every other song on this is so much better.
Yeah.
So those are my 2 ties.
Nice.
Is it my turn?
It is.
So I'm going to stay in the classic. I guess progressive in a sense, and another nod is Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick.
Okay.
Another band that my brother turned me on to with, and I can't think of the singer's name, but he plays the flute, and pretty cool stuff. I'm listening to how the intricacy of how bright they were able to record that album and how everything came out was fantastic. How they won Best Metal. What was it? What year was that?
That was 86, right? Yeah.
Snubbed what? Who?
His name was Ian something, wasn't it? Ian.
Ian. I can't think of his. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Did he just play the flute, or did he play the pan flute also? That's what I'm curious
about. Who knows? He
No?
might
All
have
right.
played the skin flute too, for as far as I know. So,
Likely, yeah.
He was too ugly
yeah,
to go that route, I think.
yeah,
But
the beard would tickle. So yeah, that was my other nod to my progressive era, and from
Okay.
that fine gentleman,
dude,
I
you're
will
going
move
off the
forward.
reservation tonight, dude. I
Yeah,
like it.
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do like that. And
That's a big
abstract,
swerve.
I never gave
abstract.
Jethro Tull like even a glance. Certainly know who they are. I'll take a listen to that.
Yeah,
Definitely take a
it's
listen.
worth
Yeah.
one spin.
Yeah.
Either you like it or you don't. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not for
completely.
everybody, but it was playing in my childhood, so it's like, okay, well, let me bring it up because that's what I remember. So, and now
Yeah.
go ahead,
No, that's awesome.
Mr. Scott.
All right.
You are up, friend.
Yes. Pretty sure I know who you
Destroy.
guys
Is this
feel
going to be
about
like a
this.
13-minute show? Is that? Oh no, we're already
No,
at 16.
we're already at
Never
16.
mind.
So
Okay.
yeah. No, because we're just on number 4. So I'm sure we'll start going on tangents.
Yeah, it'll
pretty
get
soon.
deeper now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. 1982. This singer was playing around the clubs and he made his way into this band. And at this point, once he joined this band, there's some that loved the former singer to this day and say that was a much better rendition of the band. I disagree. I like the early records of Iron Maiden. But when this started, and I was kind of struggling a little bit in regard to would I go with Peace of Mind, because that's my favorite Maiden record. And I tested the no skip theory today driving. But when I went to this one on the way home, it just was a notch above. There was just everything about it that, it's an iconic record, but it was eerie, being 12 years old when it comes out and hearing Number of the Beast and just like, oh, whoa, what's going on? It just, it just still stays with me today. Chris, you've talked many times about this record, so I know your opinion, but to me, this just launched Maiden into an entirely different, stratosphere. And
Big time.
to this day, metal doesn't exist in its form without this record.
I concur.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I concur.
I couldn't agree more to the point that would be my next one as well. So I'm right there with you. I mean, it's the album to me that kind of set. Well, I'm not going to say it set metal apart from everything else, but because it wasn't as formative to me at that time. But I remember, I probably talked about this too. I remember when they came to town and the parents were out picketing against, Number of the Beast, and oh my God, it was the worst thing of all time.
Yeah.
I'm scared of AI. My folks were scared of Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
And Number of the Beast, and I think that actually makes it that much more impactful was the number of people who were frightened by this thing that was going on, that now when we look back at it 40 some odd years later, or almost 50, it's like this is one of the most legendary albums ever.
Yeah.
And it's certainly a no skip.
Absolutely. And Bruce touches on that in Live After Death. They're talking about, we're stating this and that. And he's like, fuck off. We're furthest from that. It's just something to write about. And I believe, didn't Shout at the Devil from Motley Crue come out around that same time? So wasn't it kind of like this? It was like a domino effect of, I remember going to the concerts, you might too, Scott, and the Christian Coalition was out witnessing when we were going into the concert. You're going to sing this, like...
Yeah. Go, I'm good.
Well, didn't Motley Crue basically come out and say, we're saying shout at the devil? We're not shouting
not shout with.
For the devil or with the devil.
Mm-hmm.
We're against the devil.
Yeah. And even that record, there's a couple of spooky songs on it when it first came out. I was like, they're talking about the end of the earth and all this weird shit, and it was like, it was kind of that was another
the intro, which
that's what
I forget who was the voice of that. It was taken from a movie, I believe, but that was eerie. I remember first time hearing it, and again opening it up with the pentagram, then you see it inside just with the albums. I'm sure I have it somewhere, but it just everything about it, was like, oh, this is cool. I don't know if I want my parents to see this. So then a year later, they bought Born Again by Black Sabbath for Christmas. So I don't think they looked at the album cover. I think they went to the record store and ask them to pick out the records. The
Oh,
little
I
I
Satan
think one of the
baby on
coolest
cover.
parts about that album, and probably all these albums that we'll talk about, is you get beyond the quote unquote popular songs and realize that a lot of the, again, I'll call them B-side songs, are some of the best songs on the albums. And
Yeah.
I think that's when, they become transformative albums for it. The Prisoner off of that album was never a popular song.
No.
Or at least, but that's, I think, to me, and I used to watch the show, so it made it more impactful for me.
Yep.
But one of my favorite songs off of that album, by far.
No, that's perfectly stated. Yeah.
Oh, it's me?
Yes.
All right, so I know somebody probably picked this, but I'm going to go with it because I still really like this album and this band with their controversial split between two of the most probably profound members of music is Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. And
Nice.
there's a couple of songs on there that, well, the whole album is good. And I remember for those of us that don't know that where you could technically put on the Wizard of Oz at a certain point, and the music and the album, the movie would kind of coincide with the lyrics, which was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I think it was probably
Really?
just
You can do
dependent on
that? I never knew that. I learned something every day.
I think it depended on how high you were and what you were on that it would
too,
work, or
but
if it didn't work. But there's a couple of really good songs. Actually, the whole album, I can't just pick one song out because it just flows so well towards the end of it, where you're like, oh shit, is it over? And playing it loudly. Remember a buddy of mine, we were not partaking in anything, I swear.
Understood. Stated here. Yes.
He and I, he had it blasted, and we sat through the whole thing with it so loud. I remember I felt like I've been to the concert, but you were just so, I was so glued to it. I was like, okay, just let it keep going. But yeah, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. That's definitely one that just resonates, I'm sure, with a lot of people.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Can I just interject real quick and say that I find it disconcerting that Steven's here in a tank top and Scott, you have a jacket on right now.
Yeah.
While I'm sitting here sweating my ass off in the confines of my cozy
I'm not
garage
going to say
studio.
I was cold and had to put this jacket on. That would not be appropriate.
Is it a fashion statement? Because if you told me that, I'd feel much better about it.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Okay. That's good.
As I walked upstairs, Melissa's like, really? You're wearing a jacket? I go, come on. I'm recording.
It's a balmy 66 in there right now.
I'm recording. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little chilly, but no. But yes, to your point, Chris, yes, it's all about the fashion.
Okay, good.
All right. Number 3 on my list. And ranking maybe matters, maybe it doesn't, but in this case. So this band, I've stated this many, many times. Just first time I heard this record, which was not their first record, it really kind of took me down the path of appreciating music. They're not a heavy metal band. They're hard rock, probably. Some people maybe call them metal. But this record sometimes is overlooked compared to their bigger commercial releases. It was a darker, heavier side to them. But once you hear their guitar player, you know who it is, and it starts, and you hear the first notes of Mean Street, and then goes into my all-time favorite song, which is Unchained. To this day, love it. Van Halen, Fair Warning. Again, I tested the no skips, even though I again, this is something I listen to. I got it on CD too. I listen to it every week. I never have to lean forward and skip along. It just flows beautifully. Yeah, here's that's still in there. I can't tell you the last time I played this, but because I'd have to find actually something to play it on. But yeah, it's yeah, I love this record. So no skips.
That's a great album.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, one of my favorite rock bands. Yeah, I don't know if you could call them heavy metal.
Yeah.
But definitely hard rock.
No,
yeah,
but they're definitely
rock.
hard rock.
Yeah.
They're definitely hard rock. All right, Christopher.
At the risk of sounding, and I'm not ranking these in order.
Yeah.
I'm not
to a degree, but at the risk of sounding like a former fraternity douche, I say this with the knowledge that this album got me into these guys further and made me realize what great musicians they were down the line. but I can still put this on and listen to it from top to bottom with no problem. And that's License to Ill by the Beastie Boys.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
You know, it just, you know, it's nostalgic.
Yeah.
You also know that it's their least favorite album they ever made. They hated themselves for ever doing it. I hate myself for listening to it as much as I do. But, you know, when it came out, it was generational.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I can throw it on today and listen to it from top to bottom.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's great. Yeah. And it
fun. Got me into their music later that I think became legendary music concepts that those guys did. I loved everything they did after that.
That's awesome.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very profound for even the bands that I played in back then too, because
I feel like they were light years ahead of their time on so many things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just like, but and they were great musicians.
Absolutely.
And you know they'd still be going if one of their, I can't remember who was the one that passed away.
Yeah. Yep.
Ages like that's so
very
tragic.
Young.
Fucking tragic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know Scott's going to call this one, but I have to go, and he's going to agree with me. Is one of my all-time favorites is Queensryche. Scott.
Yeah. Which one though? Which one though? Yeah. That's where it gets fun.
Operation
right?
Mindcrime.
Okay.
Operation Mindcrime. Because to me, when I first heard that, because I've been a huge Queensryche fan like Scott before that. You know, when their little EP came out.
Yeah.
And when that album came out, I thought, I don't think they can do any better after this. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's not. To the Queensryche fans, I'm not poo-pooing them, but to me, this was their Cadillac Escalade, their
incredible album.
De Resistance, you know, that thing that works so well together.
Yes.
Kind of like
the Magnus Opus.
An 80s version of Tommy Rock Opera, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, so not knowing as much about Queensryche as you guys, but I loved their music. Jet City Woman is still one of my favorite songs of all time. They were very much into the concept album thing, right? They were kind of like metal prog rock to a degree.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yep.
Yeah. And Operation Mindcrime was the quintessential concept album that they did.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes
or no? Okay.
Yes.
So
yep.
I think I liked Empire better, but again, that goes back to the douchey frat boy in me from back in the day. So
you don't have to apologize. No.
C, License to Ill, R.E., Beastie Boys.
Yep. No. Nice.
There you
Steven.
go.
Yeah.
There you
Love
go.
That. Okay. Next. This is the gold standard of thrash metal.
Oh boy.
The aggression, precision, melody, the emotion. It's perfectly balanced. Every song has a purpose. When you start from the first track, Battery, to Damage Inc., it's not just their best album, Metallica, of course. It's one of the defining albums in metal history, to me. And others have stated it. But again, you know, having the vinyl, and I probably bought this in vinyl, and there's been reprints. And I know Steven, you know, I don't know if we duel back and forth, but when there's like a special pressing, like Iron Maiden, like we'll go get it. Then we'll go, hey, look, we got it. So it's like, you know, to this day, it's like, it's still, you know, I know I have an original pressing, you know, I'm not saying it for that reason, because Steven had those hand delivered to his house when he was younger by the producer. But you know, I still have the original, you know, pressing in my closet.
He was in the mixing room. He was in the sound room. When it was...
He goes, okay, here, just make a press off this right off the board. But no,
it was our driver.
Everything about that record, everything about that band is just incredible, and absolutely, you know, probably of every record I've named so far, this one is the easiest, if I can use that term, of not even getting close to skippage, not even close.
No, agreed. Absolutely agree. Yeah, that, you know, and of course, you and I banter back and forth. My all-time is Kill 'Em All. I mean, that was what set the stage.
And I think it's Ride the Lightning. To me, that's
look at that.
That's awesome.
We're like the Metallica sandwich.
Yeah.
Chris, you're the meat, and Scott and I are the buns. So
yeah. You know, there's some people pay a lot of money for that.
You might need
situation.
a little more investigation before you make that claim, but.
Yeah.
Fucking
For a topic, and I think that could be fun because they always like to throw out future topics. Best 3-album run of any band. Right there, Metallica. Those 3, and you could start. If you leave,
You
off
could definitely
Kill 'Em
go with
All,
Maiden after that one.
go with Maiden for
Number of the
sure.
Beast
Queensryche's in there.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd would probably hit there for sure. If you go rock, The Who. Again, not every song has to be killer, no pun intended. But in that regard, what is the premier 3-album run? So future topic.
For sure.
I love it.
For sure. All right, Chris, you're up.
Is it me? I thought it was Scott.
I just went.
He just went.
Oh,
Metallica.
fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry. Never mind.
And then I banter.
It's the heat stroke
No, I know.
coming
He's like,
on.
Yeah.
In the middle.
Chris.
Sorry, I'm losing vital
Start drinking ice water.
electrolytes the whole time. So, okay, this to me is the, again, no ranking in order. This is the Wilt Chamberlain of bands and the Wilt Chamberlain of albums of all time. When someone asks me what my favorite album is, I do not include this because I do not include when people ask me who's the greatest basketball player of all time. I don't include Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Because he's so far ahead of everyone else that his statistics shouldn't be taken into comparison to anyone else.
Yeah.
So I will go with Led Zeppelin 2, which I own an original print of.
Yeah,
nice. It's the only album outside of shit I buy at the swap meet in Cyprus that I can honestly say I own an original print of that I paid for.
Yeah.
But to me, it's the greatest album ever made.
Nice.
And I obviously, what can I say about Led Zeppelin and the album? I could listen to that over and over again, and on vinyl, nonstop.
Nice.
So.
And Bonham was one of my part of what gave me the drum thing. There's a thing that he does that double bass thing. I'm doing it right now. I'm just sliding my foot forward, being able to do it. But Bonham had this thing that I when I first heard them back in the 70s, as my brother, of course, I was like, what is that? What is he doing there? How is he doing that? And somehow I was like, I just messed around because when I was a kid playing drums, we didn't have double bass drum. I mean, there were double bass drum drummers like Cozy Powell, a couple others. You go back to Louis Bellson back in the jazz days, but it's like he didn't have double bass, and I was like, how is he doing that? And somehow I figured out how to do it. It was just something with the slide of a foot where I can just make that mallet do this.
Okay.
And yeah, that definitely that album right there. That album right there was definitely part of what led me to start playing drums too.
I'll tell you an interesting story about Zeppelin for me. Of course, I knew who they were when I was younger, and they were popular on the radio and everything like that. But I was never really into them. And then Scott and I have a mutual friend who, Stephen, you met as well, Pete Papa Georges, who started taking me to a place called Di Piazza's to see these guys who got together and did Zeppelin songs.
Yeah.
And at that time in my life, I had a much better appreciation for music. Obviously, again, not to the scope that you guys have being musicians, but I'm glad I didn't get really introduced to them until later on in life, because I don't think, had I been a Zeppelin fan when I was 16, I would have appreciated it the same way that I do now. And getting to watch guys who were incredible musicians replicate it to the level that they did made all the difference in the world for me. And so that's, kind of just an interesting sidebar to that. And one of the members I see multiple times was Scott on a Christmas show. So yeah, that was my big, kind of intro into deeper Zeppelin stuff than I was familiar with.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, definitely. And they played not too, just a few weeks back.
Did they?
Yeah, I saw.
Shit, I didn't know.
Bill had a post, and what's the name of the band?
I blame that on Pete for not letting me know anymore.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They're called Spirit of Zeppelin.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not Live Bait, so it's called.
No, it's what are they at, the Gas Lamp?
Gas Lamp. Yeah.
I can't believe I missed it.
Yeah.
God,
couple weeks back. Nice.
Not called Jailbait.
Not well.
No, it used to be Live Bait.
Live Bait.
I think isn't that where the crew and everybody played before they went on an actual tour back in the day?
Could be, yeah. But back, maybe. I remember they had KNAC night, maybe Thursday. Go there every week.
That was before
Thursday
my California
nights.
time with you rich kids. I was still a
yeah, that was
project
we
kid
had a
back
driver,
in Illinois. Yeah.
Far from being rich, my friend.
Yeah. No, come on, Steve.
So
He just didn't have
I'm
an
actually
A-track. He didn't have to deal with the
yeah.
A-track.
Yeah, you didn't have to mess with the 8-track. That was rich back in the day.
I don't even think we had a cassette player. So my rolling towards the top is going back to Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. To me, that album
Yeah.
flows perfectly, from beginning to end. Even some of the songs that they picked back. So there was the Live After Death, and then they did another one that was very similar to that, which was Flight 666.
Yep.
And they played quite a bit of that
Yes.
album on that, and it just that got me through a lot of fucking troubling times back in the day, which
Yeah.
I won't go through. So this is a happy show, but
Yeah.
but that put a smile on my face.
Depending on
and got
who
me
you
through.
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Got me through some tough times. So
Yeah.
that
No,
one
we've
definitely
talked
was high
about
on
that
my list.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that record. It was, I could have probably easily gone with that. I did go with, obviously, with, what is it called? Yeah.
Number of the Beast.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing right in front of me.
Six.
But
I'll
Peace
say
of Mind,
this, and I've said it before on this show. The times I hear people talk about Iron Maiden albums they love that are actually musicians, they always say Peace of Mind. Every single one of them, Peace of Mind was their favorite album
Yeah.
by Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
So, and that means something, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, sir. That's it.
So, all right. In a ranking, non-ranking, my last one on here, and it has been mentioned already, and that's good and understandable since we have very similar tastes, Stephen.
Yes, we do.
But this one, Operation Mindcrime. So this is the box set, which I still have in my closet, and it came out of the closet tonight for the show. But this one is cool because
That was very bold of it to do that, by the way.
I have no way. There's no way in hell I'll ever be able to. Well, that's not true. I could probably find a VHS player somewhere on eBay, right, for $600. But it has the VHS, which then just weaves in like live stuff, and then I can't take it out because it's stuck in there. But then the CD as well.
Awesome.
But yeah. Just
if you do find a VHS player, let me know, because my entire wrestling career is on VHS.
Okay.
That's how long ago it was.
Yeah, and then we'll get that converted over.
Yes.
So you can have it
digitally
in perpetuity.
re-enhanced.
Yeah. But yeah. This record, I thought to Chris of Empire, because I remember where I was in my life and when that came out and listening to that over and over and over again. And that was kind of in the heyday of Gregorian punks and all the shows that we had in LA, Orange County, the surrounding areas. So that it's like just heavily imprinted on my brain. But if I go back to just where it started, with the EP with Queensryche that Stephen mentioned, then getting into Empire, every record they did in that first 5 or 6 records is just like beyond anything a band has put together, in my opinion, forever. But with Operation Mindcrime, seeing them open, did they play that? Yeah, they opened for Metallica on this tour.
No shit.
Wow.
Because I saw that tour, but I don't remember who.
I have a correction.
Directed open for them.
They opened for Metallica on Injustice for All. Pardon me. Long Beach Arena.
Also
multiple
a great
nights.
album.
Yeah. So in that, which is my second favorite Metallica record, but with Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime, that was one of the better nights musically that I've ever experienced. And
cool.
Just the record, the greatest, as many have stated, the greatest concept album in metal, if they consider them metal, but every song tells a story, right? You can picture it. Seeing Jeff Tate about, July? So last October at the Franklin Theater, which does show tunes and Christmas movies. Jeff Tate played there with his current band at the age of, 67 now or something? And still
like
tours the world.
Jesus.
He did Operation Mindcrime.
Yep.
And I'm just sitting there, just almost wanting to Shed a
Cry?
Tear. It was like something that when I was, let's see, what year did that come out? 88. So I was 18. So I was acting like I was 6. And then all these years later, you know, being able to see and then hear those songs. Doesn't matter that Chris DeGarmo wasn't there anymore, right? His songwriting is second to none in that, but just Jeff Tate and the vocals and following that whole story and hearing that again, it's just fucking remarkable. So
Yeah.
and again, Queensryche has been near and dear to me since I first heard that EP.
Yeah.
So,
Mine too.
yeah.
You know, that was how I felt at Rush. It was like,
Yeah.
you know, it was tears of, you know, Annika and Geddy and Alex and like I didn't, you know, because I kicked myself in the ass for not going to the R40 tour. And to be able to get a chance to go see that again, and the songs that they played were like the first night, I was like, oh, those are cool songs, and then everything that they fed me that night was everything that I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys couldn't do no wrong. I mean, it was, and yeah, there were definitely some tears shed, but
Yeah.
you know, kind of, and the goosebumps, and you know, the just that. You know, just one of those things where you live that, and that memory, it will never fade out of my brain unless I get Alzheimer's. But you know, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh at that.
No, not at all.
no, poking
You
fun.
won't, you won't remember us laughing at you, Stephen. So
No,
Yeah.
no, I won't.
That'll be
I
the
won't.
good part.
not at
won't.
you.
Every
About-
cloud has a silver lining.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, who's up?
Where are
Chris?
we at?
Chris.
Oh, is it back to me? Well, this is my final one.
Yeah.
Again, it's not my favorite album of all time. I will say though, when I get in the mood, it is top to bottom, no skips. I love it. A band that I don't even think wanted to be a band, but it's Dokken, Back for the Attack,
Nice.
and just an absolute treasure of hair band hits.
Yeah.
And I don't consider Dokken a hair band. They had the hair, but I think musically they were better than all the other bands of that era.
Yeah.
But it featured Dream Warriors on the Nightmare on Elm Street
Yep.
soundtrack, which again I think is probably my least favorite song of the whole album. And if you get a chance, you have to listen to Lost Behind the Wall.
Okay.
It's just an absolute classic from top to bottom.
Awesome.
So that's my number
Yeah.
one, no skip.
Yeah. Nice.
Speaking of Dokken, real quick, I just something popped up into my algorithm the other day, and I guess it's called Dokken with Don with different musicians played the Whiskey a couple weeks ago. I don't know why he's still doing it because he sounded horrible.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh my god, it was so good to see Dokken." I'm like, could you not hear how fucking shitty he is now?
Yeah.
But
Well, I'll tell you, I
love
saw
Dokken back in the
George
day.
Lynch at the Whiskey, and he literally turned
shreds.
70 on stage.
Yeah,
While
shreds
and by the
still.
way, he looks incredible.
Yeah.
yeah.
He played Mr. Scary on a guitar he had that was a 1953, which I thought was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they did a couple Dokken songs at the end, and the guy that he has in his band might be the worst singer I've ever heard in my life. He made every one of those Dokken songs sound horrible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but
So does Don
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah,
And I
that's a shame,
really
too.
liked Dokken back in the day. I really liked
yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Don
Matter
had
of
a
fact, I
great
was
voice, man.
I was going to be in a band with him.
With Don
But
Dokken,
yeah. Didn't come to fruition though. Yeah.
he had
was thought-
he had a phenomenal voice back in the day.
He did.
You know,
I agree. Okay, my last one. We're going to circle back to AC/DC,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
mine is Highway to Hell
Okay.
because
Yeah.
you know just that starting song. Your girls got rhythm, walk all over you. Those songs, even the A side. First of all, the B side's really good too, but that A side is just it's one slap in
Yeah.
the face after another of good rock and roll AC/DC music. I think the prime of Angus writing and Malcolm writing those songs, it just was so. And then with Bon Scott, I mean, he just it sang itself. So
Tough to beat
that
Bon
was my
Scott.
numero uno. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
my
that's
numero
awesome.
uno.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, yeah.
and
you know what?
by the way, Highway to Hell is it's a theme. It's an anthem.
Yeah.
It's not just a song anymore. It's an anthem.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like, "We Will Rock You" or
Happy
it's just
birthday.
yes.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Or it's like the national anthem. Yeah.
Yes. That anthem too.
Yeah.
Or the Canadian national anthem if you're into that one.
Yeah.
Can't remember
They
how
got a
that
great
goes.
national anthem.
Yeah.
So
Can you hum me a few bars?
Oh, Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go
there
ahead,
you go.
Scott.
Yeah.
You're the singer.
Well,
I
great,
can't-
guys.
It's when they get into the end ones where they're doing "Oh Canada" where it's really good.
Yeah.
Scott can do that better than I can, though. He's the voice.
We'll see. Yeah.
He's got the pipes.
Yeah.
We stand on guard for thee.
Hey, there you go.
So
Sweet land.
Our best next door
I
neighbors.
used to go to a lot of hockey games
I was
back in
gonna
the
say,
day.
yeah,
I had season tickets for a AAA hockey team, and of course, it's fucking 70% of the rosters are Canadian, so they have to play the Canadian national anthem.
Right.
So you get to know it by heart.
Yes. That's awesome.
And in that thing, I once took a piss next to the lead singer from the Guess Who. He sang the Canadian national anthem one night. So,
Did you guys compare sizes?
well, no, we were at the urinal. I'm not doing that with anybody.
Time you
so.
looked over. I peed
No.
next to Tom Araya at the Armored Saint listening party, their first album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. I think we end on that.
This
Yeah.
is the very definition of dick measuring right here.
Yes.
Or dick measuring who we pissed against.
Yes.
Exactly.
I can say this. He was probably in his 60s at the time, and I was in my 20s, and my shit sounded a lot louder hitting the back of that urinal. I can tell you that. So
I
it was
also
like a
peed next to
laser
Ron
beam.
Howard at Disneyland. I know. Wild.
And that was on Space Mountain too. So
I can't, yeah. I can't make it. No, it's actually
Wait,
Pirates of the
You,
Caribbean.
you peed on Ron Howard?
No.
On
next to
Space
him.
Mountain? Oh, next to him. Okay. All right.
Next to him at the
Just making
restroom.
sure.
He was wearing a, what was it, backdraft that you did? I mean, how do you miss the guy that's wearing a windbreaker that says backdraft on it with that red fire engine hair?
Yeah, okay, I guess that's...
You would think somebody of Ron Howard's stature would try to be a little bit more incognito when he's at
He
Six
was so
Flags
cool.
or wherever.
He was so cool. I said, hey, what's going on? He's like, hey. No. Not during the bathroom trip, after.
Yeah.
As I said,
Well,
wow,
shake
that's
it
how you-
first before we converse and talk.
I said,
stuff,
that's how you're
so.
packing? Wow.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah. Those are my two urinal claim to fames.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. Future topic. Yeah. So,
Scott, jump in here. What's yours? Scott
I
peed
don't
next
have-
to Pete Papa George's one time at
Yes.
DiPiazza's
that
before a show.
that would be valid. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
hi,
guys.
Pete.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He got. Yeah. I don't think we mentioned his name yet. Completely. Yeah. Full name. So we'll have to get permission.
Well, as long as we're here mentioning names, we got to mention where's Udo?
Where is Udo? Yeah.
Where is he though? By the way,
Yeah.
Didn't he fall off the stage a couple days ago?
His bandmates did. Two of
okay.
them got hurt. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I saw the guy from Great White fall off the stage at the Gas Lamp. Actually, what the hell is their lead singer's name?
Jack
Jack Russell.
Jack Russell.
Jack Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say Jack White.
Yeah, he
That's
passed
not-
out and fell off the stage
Yeah.
while performing.
Oops.
It was-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Something
he
to see.
needed to quit. He needed to put down the Mr. Brownstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needed to,
Anyhow, we don't want to take the
There we
dark
go.
path down this
No.
rabbit hole.
no.
So yeah, great selections, guys. And Chris,
Very
you
good.
made it. You made it. We're 50 minutes in, and you're you can open the door of the studio. And,
I have to go hydrate now.
Yeah.
And get my bodily fluids back.
yes,
Da-da-da.
there we go. But great. So
Till
great
next time.
list. Yeah.
Thank you, Stephen.
I am
Great
pleased.
list, by the way. And by the way, Stephen, I would like to personally say I'm very impressed that you stepped out of your comfort zone to the prog rock tonight for some of your favorite, to Genesis. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
I think it was great.
It's good. They're good. It's a good album. It's definitely. I think one of those things where my brother played it over and over again, so it was just constantly in my head.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, it's a great album. And even after now, here I'm going to have a really bad issue to try to come up with, was Peter Gabriel singing in that then or not? And that's where I'm sad, because when I get older, my brain goes, I don't know if that was Peter Gabriel or Phil Collins singing on that album. Anyhow, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, great album. So
I
Give it
believe
a
it was
spin and
Peter
see what you
Gabriel,
think.
but we can
Was it?
fact
I'll
check.
check it out
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Give it a
fellas.
spin. All right.
Guys,
I'm going to go get an IV.
yes, please do. All right, until
Thanks
next
for
time.
putting
Much
up with
love.
it, Chris, in the garage. You guys take care.
See ya.
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did it.
All right,
Absolutely.
Later. Thanks. See you guys. Thanks again for tuning in to the show. We'll be back every week with a brand new episode. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at Talking SHHH Show, and also listen on Spotify or wherever you can stream a podcast. See ya.